But I introduced an idea tonight that I think is really important, and we'll actually be going into this more in the next class on compassion. But it's the subtle difference between simply being with something and opening your heart to it. I'm wondering if anybody felt the difference. We'll have a chance to talk about that after I give this little talk um, of what you noticed. I don't know that I have any instruction exactly for opening the heart, like do it this way. It's not the same as telling people to, you know, follow the breath from the moment it begins to the moment it ends. Okay, that's a fairly easy instruction. But opening the heart is not, it's not an easy instruction. And yet something in us knows what I'm talking about. Something in us responds, even when we don't exactly know the mechanics of it. Something at the invitation of opening the heart responds. And maybe there's a softening. And maybe there's a subtle, or maybe not so subtle, falling away of some distance between what's being felt and what's feeling. It's possible for that distance to fall away until they're absolutely the same. It's almost like the feeler, the person who's feeling something, disappears. And then there's the most intimate knowing of what's being felt. But just at the invitation to open the heart, there can be some thinning of the veil of separation between us and whatever's happening. And it helps to have, shall we say, the right view of what's happening. It helps the heart to open. When I talk about simply, being human, we are these breathing bodies that are vulnerable in various ways. Because they're feeling bodies, they can hurt. They can feel ecstasy too. But it's a weird thing to be human, I have to say. If you actually, for a moment, let the familiarity of it fall away. We've all been human for as long as we've been around that we can remember. And so in some ways it's very familiar. But it's possible to let some of that familiarity fall away, to see once again, like what living really is, what life in a body is. And to wonder at it, to have a sense of awe. That might be the beginning of opening your heart to it. To let there be some awe, some wonder at the sheer possibility that we're awake and experiencing something at all is somewhat wondrous. But then this whole human thing, this whole human body thing, all the things that have to be happening for you to not just keel over dead. Really, it's amazing. All this, all the things that can go wrong and don't. And the simple things like we take this food into our body and we chew it, and then our body knows how to break it all down into the chemistry of it and extract what it needs from it. Build new tissue, run energy, and then get rid of it and get rid of all the byproducts of it, which, many of which are toxic if we couldn't get rid of them. it all knows how to do this. It's kind of amazing. And so when you open your heart to your experience, I played with the idea that your heart is actually what you're inside of. To give you the sense of when you open your heart to your experience, it's like all embracing. It's all surrounding. Though as we go through the body, you might just need to open your heart to your sore shoulders, who did these plank poses that seem to go on forever, and side plank and all those sorts of things. Oh, poor body. It's not used to that. So notice whatever happens, what that is, what it is to actually open your heart to something. I know what it's like to not open the heart, to sort of squeeze shut and hate something, you know? And it can be some of the simplest things that my heart just closes to without hardly even thinking about it. Something I drop on the floor and it breaks or makes a mess, some mess I have to clean up suddenly I wasn't expecting and I was hurrying. It's so easy for this kind of rejection to happen. Or someone to say something that you don't agree with, or is about you, or is about them. And there's this, and yet the part of the beauty of it is you can open your heart to that. You can open a heart to the of life, all of it. So that being, drinking from the well of being, it helps if we open to all of it. Most of us are picking and choosing what we'll open to, what we're willing to open to. And in a way that's not really obvious, it takes away a lot of the joy of life to be this picky. I want this, I don't want that. So what we're really working toward in this class is that sense of settling into the moment, really settling. And in some sense, letting your heart be at peace in the moment. We talked a little about joy. Enjoying. That's also kind of a opening of the heart, form of opening to the heart. There's, feeling some wonder, feeling awe. That's also opening the heart. Not taking things for granted. Seeing them anew. That can be, perhaps, to the thinking mind, difficult if what you're doing is meditating and what you're actually paying attention to is breathing. And to the mind, you've been breathing your whole life and there's nothing new about another breath. So why be interested? That's kind of how the thinking mind approaches it. But it's not how the heart approaches it. So when you open your heart to your breath, the heart never gets tired of it. Like each one can be precious. Each moment of awake experience can be precious, can touch you. Believe me, I've done hours and hours of spiritual practice from a semi-shutdown state, you know, and I hardly noticed it. Okay, I'm just doing my time on my cushion. That's what I do in the morning, you know. It's so different. It's so different to sit down and to really open to the experience you're having. It's like you're meditating for the first time, if that it all can come about. And it's not entirely for you to engineer either. But it does help if you sit down with that as an intention, just to sit down with a sense of bringing your heart to it. Opening your heart to the experience you're having right now. Even that's just sitting and breathing. Maybe feeling a little sleepy at times. Maybe being a little wired and anxious. Maybe being preoccupied by something that happened earlier in the day, or preoccupied by something that's coming, you know, is coming later. Or really you think you know, since none of us really know what the future is. But your mind pretends it does. Your mind's really good at pretending that it knows the future. So it's like made something present. And there you are experiencing it, and it hasn't happened yet through the magic of the mind. So even then, like, open your heart to it. Open your heart to these poor minds who try to keep us safe by anticipating the future, recalling the past, and keeping a certain distance from the present, so it doesn't hurt too much if something hurtful would happen. Like keeping us a little bit numb, a little bit shut down. You wouldn't want to get too happy. Life might slam you if you got too happy. So stay a little shut down, you know, that kind of way we are as humans. You can even open your heart to that. It's amazing. Drinking from the well of being, what it is actually to be with your experience. Not just notice your experience. Noticing is a certain kind of being with. There's a fuller being with, where actually something touches you. And I don't even quite know what you is that it touches. It touches the heart. It touches this amazing presence that we are, that is full of feeling and emotion and response.